If you need to make your picture bigger or smaller, depending upon the layout that you're working in, you'll do that with the image size option right here. First, open this up and take a look at this. This is what the current size is. This is the current width and height. If I printed this out on a piece of paper, that's the width and height on the printed paper. There's the resolution of the image. I work with a low resolution here for the screen. 72 is a good screen resolution. And up here is the pixel dimensions shown on the screen. So this image has 348 pixels across, 472 pixels down on the side here. Notice these locks over here. These scales are locked together. If I change the width, the height is going to change. If I change width and height, that will change here. Unlock that, then these scales are no longer locked together. Constraint proportions locks these two right here. These two locked and these two locked together. You see right there, take that out, and those are then unlocked. Resample image, if you make any changes in here, you're actually changing the size of the image has to be resampled to fit into that new size. And this controls how that resampling is done. Nearest neighbor, which is good for hard edges. So if I was doing this one, for instance, and I cared mostly about these edges in here, which I might actually do, I might try nearest neighbor. You have bilinear. Bicubic is good for smooth gradients. So if I cared more about the sky in here, I'd go for smooth gradients. If I was going larger, this might be better, bicubic smoother. If I was reducing it, then bicubic sharper. So let's say I needed to make this a little bit smaller to fit onto a web page. I want to bring it down to 250 wide, so I'll come in here and I will just change this number to 250 like that. And I'm reducing the size, so let's come down here and go bicubic sharper, which is better for reduction. Choose OK. It then reduces the image down to that new size. Let's go ahead. I'm going to save this one, file save as, and I'll say this one is image size. There we go, a little bit better. So I just scaled that down. Let's just bring that up again. Let's step backwards. Let's say I wanted to go larger on this image. This time maybe I want to have this image set up for printing, so I'm going to change my resolution to 300. Now when I do that, notice in here that the document size stays the same. I'm increasing the resolution, which means I'm having in or putting in more dots in here per inch. I'm not changing the picture image size itself. I'm just adding in more dots. Now when I do that, Photoshop has to figure out how to handle those new dots. So it has to resample the image, and we're enlarging this time because I'm making the resolution larger, and this is getting bigger. So let's choose bicubic smoother, which is better for enlargements, and choose OK. And it enlarges. Now of course when you enlarge, it also blows the image up, so I had to go here to the zoom tool, back out a little bit, and there we go. So now that I've done that, I can now go ahead and work on it. Now if you enlarge your image in here, if you enlarge your resolution, you won't be adding in any more detail. You can't add in more detail into an image that's not already there. But if I was going to be doing any effects on this image, any of my filters, anything like that, and I was going for a final output at 300 dpi, in other words, or pixels per inch, so I was going for a print output, the best thing to do is to first change the resolution of your picture as your very first step. Make sure your picture is the right size and the right resolution as the very first thing you do. Once you've done that, then do everything else, because this way all of my effects, all my filters will be placed on here at 300 pixels per inch. If I left this at 72, then I would have 72 pixels per inch filters and effects, and then change my resolution. They wouldn't look as good in the final output. So if you need to take a lower resolution image and upgrade that to a higher resolution image and then work on that image, do this step first, the image size step first. So make sure your image is at the right size before you do anything else, and you retain as much quality as possible. Also, if you are working on an image that's a JPEG image, let me just demonstrate that. Let's go up here to File, Open up one of our pictures. These are all JPEGs in here. Let's just look at this Canon. There we go. This is a JPEG image. You can see right there, JPG. It's a compressed file format. If I was going to be changing this in any way, the first thing I would do would be to save this as a Photoshop file. So I'll do File, Save As, and just change our folders here. Save it as a Photoshop, and then I'll call this one Canon 2. So that's the first thing I do. Save it as a Photoshop file. That will retain as much image quality as you possibly can. Then I would adjust my image size. Whatever I needed. Let's say I needed to have this one for a magazine. Bring my resolution up to 300. I'll go smoother for an enlargement. Choose OK. And zoom out again. There we go. So I've now changed my image size, which is the resolution in this case. I'll save it again. File, Save. Now I'm ready for anything else that I want to do on this image. And this will, by doing that in this particular step, this particular sequence, save to Photoshop file first, make sure I'm at the right image size and resolution second, and then all the rest of the work after that, this will retain as much image quality as possible. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you found it useful. If you like this video, click on the like button below to let others know. You can click the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my videos in the future. I'm frequently uploading new training videos. Don't forget to check out my website at howtogurus.com. You can share this video with your friends and coworkers. Just click on share and then click on the social media buttons. Feel free to comment on my videos. I try to answer all comments as quickly as I can. And finally, you can get all of my training videos on DVD at howtogurus.com. Thanks again for watching.